rallyfm.net live.
Well, good morning everybody. Welcome to rallyfm.net live. We are going to bring you news, interim times throughout the day from the Nicky Grist Stages, and we'll also hopefully going to have contact with quite a lot of the crews, because they all have a special text number to contact us on. And at the moment we're just waiting for the first cars to head out towards the special stages. This is going to be the 1400s, and I'm watching the tracking system at the moment, and haven't seen a car move up to the start line, but we'll keep an eye on that for you. Great entry on this event, not only the 1400s, but one of the strongest fields I think we've seen for a long time in a British Rally Championship round. If you go to the website, you can look at the entry list there, but I'm just going to run down a few of them. And Ian Harden has joined us, I believe, from the studio in Richmond. Good morning, Ian.
Yes, good morning, Chris. Good morning, everyone. I hope you can all hear me. This is a very, as you said, it's a very strong entry. 40 in the British Rally Championship, the national round, and 130 in the Interclub, which is the BTRDA round.
That is quite amazing, isn't it? I'm just keeping an eye on the tracking system here to see if anybody's heading towards the start, which is service area, and the start is actually in the Royal Welsh Showground, just outside Builth Wells. And they'll, when they leave there, they come out of the showground, head across the river, and they actually have to go through Builth Wells to get out to the first stage. Now, car number 227 is now showing on the tracking system. Ian, can you have a look at the entry list and tell us who that is?
Yes, that is Jacob Neal and Callum Young, and they're in one of the Rally First category Vauxhall courses.
Yeah, right, they're already out of the showground. They just joined the main road, so they'll be turning left there, heading down, and then they turn right to head into Builth Wells. They actually go past North Road Garage, which of course is Jason Pritchard's business. Car 226 is on the start line. And 225. Can you tell us a bit about those two, Ian?
I can, yes. Car 226 is Tom Naylor and Tom Bishop in, again, another Rally First Nissan Micra, and 225 is Terry Pankhurst, very experienced competitor, with Jamie Sparks, and they've got an Escort Mark 1.
Okay, and first stage is due to start at, we have a special stage 1, 8:28, so we've got 24 minutes for the first cars to get out to that stage. It is stage Lindlogin 1, and it's 3.5 miles long. So short, sharp test to start the day off. Cars 225. No, we're waiting for an update on the times for another car to start. So we've just got 3 of these 1400s at the moment out on the road. Ian, this 1400 class in the BTRDA, it's got quite a history, hasn't it?
Yes, it has. This is the 20th year of the championship. It was brought in 2001. Started with the famous Wydene Rally in 2001, and it was brought in to give crews with less money than the big money guys who run the top line cars. It was brought in to give them a chance to run, and they were also. You must excuse me. I've got an echo through my headphones at the moment.
It's okay. I was just checking the signal.
Okay. Right. Yes, as I was saying, the 1400s they began as a cheap and cheerful, let's say, competition, and the thing was that they were put at the front of the field, which gave them the smoother tracks to run on. And it worked very, very well at the height of the championship, around about between, say, 2008 to 2013. You used to get an average of 40 to 50 entries in the 1400s. And that very often was 1/3 of the entry, which is an absolutely phenomenal result.
Yes, it is. Okay, and we've got 224, 223 and 222 on the road now.
Right, now they are the first of the historic cars. And you've got, at 224, you've got Jeremy Wells and Martin Saunders with an Escort Mark II. 223, Adrian Young, Gwynfor Jones in an RS 2000 Escort. And 222, you have Bill Douglas, again a very experienced competitor, with Dave Barrett, and they have a good old-fashioned Volvo Amazon, very strong car for forests.
I think it's quite surprising when you see those Volvos in action how quick they are.
That's right. Well, I mean, they were in the early 1970s, they were, along with the Saabs, they were the kings, certainly, of Swedish rallying, and they were also, there were a lot of them over here. They are more or less bomb-proof, so rattling around on relatively smooth stages here in mid Wales will, probably be nothing to them.
Yes, okay, we're getting a steady flow of cars. How strong is the 1400 section in the VTRDA nowadays?
It's very good. What a few years ago, when Motorsport UK, then the Motorsports Association, had to make it. They had to take the 1400s away from running at the front of the field and put them in with the main field. That obviously a lot of crews decided not to run, which knocked your average entry down to about 15 from 50. But again, nowadays, with them running again at the front of the field, you've got about 20, 25 today. Leading the field at this rally will be Steve Black with his Suzuki Swift, and then you've got Dave Brick, who's a past 1400 champion. He's got a Vauxhall Nova. He's right behind Steve. And third on the road, you've got Richard Jordan in an MG-ZR. So it's a very strong field, and it is picking up again.
Well, that's good news. Now, you spoke to Steve Black yesterday, didn't you?
That's right. Yes. He's out. He's got that Suzuki Swift well sorted again, and as he said, he's out for racing with his mates, if you see what I mean, rather than actually going all out for the championship. But he's a very determined and a very competitive driver, and I'm sure that once he gets out on the stages, there will be no backing off from him.
Okay, 219 has just left the start in the Royal Welsh Showground.
Now, 219. 219 is Edwin Wayne and Noel Murphy, and they have an MGZR. Interestingly, that's the first of the Class 1400C cars, which that separates them from the 1400S by simply because they are 8-valve engines, basically, instead of the 1400S, which are the all singing, all dancing 16-valve engines.
Yes, I admire your technical knowledge of the various vehicles involved.
Well, there is. It makes quite a difference. There's probably when they're running head to head, there's probably about sort of 4 to 5 seconds, maybe 10 seconds per stage difference that the 1400C engines are slower.
Really,
so
that much?
Yes. You obviously you get the quicker guys who will always be able to be up there with the 1400Ss, but in many cases I believe it's the out and out speed rather than, it's the out and out speed down the stages rather than the pick up out of slower corners.
Yeah, so it's not that they can come out of the corner quicker than the others. It's just downright absolute power on the stage itself.
That's right. Yes, I can't remember. There was a few years ago. There was a particular Vauxhall Nova that was run by an Irish guy called Brian McGuinness, and he had about 140 horsepower, and that was an 8-valve engine. And let's say the top guys at the time, let's say Julian Wilkes, was running a Nova with a 16-valve engine in it, and that had about 190 horsepower. So
Okay.
there's a significant difference there.
Yeah, now car 227's just arrived at the stage start, so he's going to have about 10-minute, 15-minute wait for the stage to start, just so everybody knows what we'll be doing today. We will be bringing you all the news that we can gather from social media. We do have a number of competitors who, if they have time, will text us with how they're getting on during the day, and also they may even, with luck, find time for a phone call as well, but obviously that's going to very much depend on how they get on, especially in the morning, and whether they can find the time when they're in service to give us a call. Now we're going to monitor all the times coming in from the stages, and as they come in while we're talking about the stages, we'll give you those times, but we are going to do an update every hour on the hour to give you the latest overall leaderboard for the top 10, and Ian will also be looking at the class leaders. So if you have to go out or do something else and you want to know how the event's progressing, come back to us on the hour every hour and you'll get the latest update. Now, one thing we're also doing, we're working quite closely with Special Stage Rally Review today, as we often do on events, and we will let you know when they go live on the special stages. So if you want to watch the live video, you can leave us if you must and have a look at what they're doing, and then of course come back to us when you've finished watching the live action from the special stages. We understand that they are going to be broadcasting live from 2 stages during the day. That's special stage 1 and 5. So basically it's the first stage this morning and the first stage this afternoon, which means that everybody passing through that stage will appear on the Special Stage Rally Review live video. So if you've got a relative or a friend who's taking part on the event, as soon as that stage goes live, we'll let you know, and you can hop over there and try and keep an eye out for your friends and relatives who are competing up on Epping today. Now, the big thing, of course, today is there are no spectators. Let's just clarify something. This is nothing to do with COVID. There is an extraordinary amount of training going on the military training area, and they decided a week or so ago that they really couldn't have spectators driving around in the same area. So they spoke to the organisers, and it's been agreed that there will be no spectators. If anybody decides that they can ignore that advice, it doesn't apply to them, and they go up onto the ranges and into the forest to spectate, the event will be stopped. It is as simple as that. The army will have their own people out monitoring the situation. If they spot anybody, they will ask for the event to be stopped. The organising team have reached an agreement with the military that if they see any spectators out on the event will be stopped. So if you're thinking about going out to do a bit of spectating and you know the back way in, up a footpath or whatever, just don't do it. Sit at home, watch the results, listen to us, watch the live video. Ian, what's your sort of opinion of some of the people who have indicated that they might go and spectate?
I'm quite strong in my views. I feel that there's a difference between expressing a strong view on, let's say, social media, and just being a loudmouth and slagging off what are extremely serious. It's an extremely serious situation up on Epping. There is military training going on, and I feel that some of the expressions on social media have, quite frankly, have just been loudmouthed and unthinking. And I've got a horrible feeling. This is a personal thing, but I've got a horrible feeling that while the loudmouths will not go and spectate because they are just all mouth and no trousers, I've got a horrible feeling that some people will just quietly try and get up there, and if that happens, then I know Neil Cross, who is the clerk of the course. He has huge respect from me, and he will stop that event, and that will upset a lot of competitors, a lot of people who are just playing by the rules. There's sensible rules for everybody, and you know, they're listening to us. They want to watch Special Stages, excellent coverage, and it puts in danger these few selfish people. If they do come, they will put in danger the future of rallying on Epping and around Epping in these classic forests like Crocan, Halfway, and for instance Route 60, which is not being used this year. I would say to those people, don't do it, but I believe that if anyone is thinking, if the people that are thinking about doing it, they will have already made up their minds to go and try and quietly sneak in, and I've got an awful feeling that this will put in danger the whole future of rallying on Epping.
Yes,
I feel
there's the other thing, isn't it, that it may not just be Epping. You know, if the military find that, you know, a simple request, no, you can't come and spectate, is ignored, then obviously we could lose Epping because of that. But there's all the other military areas that motorsport takes place on. It would just be quite easy for the military to turn around and say, we really can't be bothered. Your spectators don't listen to us. They think they know better. We're just not going to bother to have you.
That's right. And of course, the trouble is, every decent spectator, of which there are thousands, they will suffer for the selfishness of a few people who think that they know better.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, well, I think rant over for the moment. We've got 8 minutes until the start of the rally at special stage 1, and we've got a whole gaggle of cars waiting at the start there that we can see on the tracking system. So we will be back at 8:25. Well, welcome back to rallyfm.net. We are just waiting for the first cars to leave the start of Special Stage 1, which is, as I said before, Llynlogin 1, 3.5 miles. Now, just looking at the stage, after about 400 yards, there's quite a severe 90 right, and then the crews make their way along the stage. Not any particular hazard to be seen. They drive past a lake. Then at about 1.4 miles, there's a long right hand, and that leads up to a more than 90 right, and a couple of hundred yards after that, hairpin left. And then the stage becomes more complex as they work their way through the forests, and quite a tight section really. There's quite severe corners in there for them to fight their way through before they head down to the finish. So we'll keep an eye on them on the stage and let you know how they're doing. We're hoping to pick up on the times very quickly as well as they come in. If you want to monitor the times yourself, go to ewc-results.com and find the NG Stages logo on there, and we have a car on the stage. That's car number 227 is on stage. Ian, are you back with us yet?
I am, yes. One or two minor teething electronic problems here, but 227 is Jacob Neal and Callum Young in that Rally First Vauxhall Corsa.
Okay.
So best of luck to them.
They've got round that first 90 right I was talking about, and they're heading up towards the lake. And we've got car number 209 is joining the back of the queue at the stage start. So we're working our way through these 1400 class fairly quickly. Now we got another car live on the stage. That's car 226.
Yeah, who is Tom Naylor and Tom Bishop in a Nissan Micra.
Okay, and don't forget, I believe that Special Stage Rally Review, they are live on Special Stage 1, and we may go over to them in a little while and pick up some of the commentary, but we'll leave it for the moment as we're watching these cars go through the stage. So we've got two cars on the stage at the moment, 227 and 226. Now 227, the first car on the stage, he's heading up to the area of the stage that is a lot more complex, as I was saying. You can look at the rally tracking yourselves if you go to rallytracking.co.uk, and there you'll see what I'm talking about. The first part of the stage, I think, is fairly open, and then it becomes more complex from a driving point of view towards the end. Right, car 225 is on the start line, so he'll be joining the action soon.
Yeah, that's Terry Pankhurst and Jamie Sparks with that Escort Mark 1. They're the first of the historic cars.
Okay, thank you, Ian. And I'm just looking for a Special Stage Rally Review. See what they're up to. Looking for their live feed actually, so yeah, there it is. So let's just see if we can pick anything up from there. Not getting anything from them at the moment, or which is slightly strange. 225 is on. Hello, 225 is showing as, I think, paused on the stage at the moment. Let's put it that way, but let's not get too excited about it, because sometimes as the trackers send a signal off, sometimes that signal gets missed, and it's picked up on the next time round. Now, if you want to go and look at the live video, I am just looking at car 226, who is up towards the end of the stage. He's in that sort of tighter, more complex area, so you might want to go over to Facebook and look at special stage rally review. Some nice pictures. They've got an actual quite a nice spot to do the video from them.
Yes, it's interesting that something that we were discussing the other day privately was that one of the things that can cause problems for crews on the Nicky Grist is the dust on the stages. But I believe there's been some rain in recent days, and it seems to have settled most of the dust down there, so there'll be good visibility for the drivers, which will allow them, as much as anything, to see safely, see what's going on ahead of them, and of course it will up the pace as well, especially for the leading drivers.
Yes, you're right. Now 227 is through the stage, so hopefully it won't be too long before we get some results in. I'm just monitoring the results site as we go along. Yes, I think it was Rhys Yates you were talking to as he was driving down to Builth Wells yesterday evening, who was telling us that he knew there had been some rain down on the stages.
Yes, that's right. Which I know we bang on about, or rally drivers permanently bang on about tyre choice being critical, but it does make it for these stages. It will make a fair choice as to whether to run with softs or whether to run with mediums.
There was no audio because Sean Cunniff watching. Sean, aren't you supposed to be at work today?
Okay, I think we now may have some audio. So let's listen to Sam Coleman as she talks the cars through Special Stage 1. And we'll interject occasionally as car 223 goes past the camera point.
Mark 1, Escort RS, Adrian Young, and Grinford Jones 223. I am going to just be a little bit quiet while you're actually watching the cars, and then you don't have to listen to me while the cars are going past as well. Yes, Tom, it is. So reverse seeded going through first, so we'll have all the 1400s through first, and then we'll be having a bit of a 10-minute break in between these guys and the national start, and then we'll have car 1, Matt Edwards, through. Chris Williams, good morning, Chris. You did get 2 in last weekend, though. The grass needed cutting, though, after 2 weeks rallying in 2 weeks. Absolutely. I mean, make the most of it. This is it now, Chris, hopefully. We're back rallying again. I think I've got 4 rallies this month, which is incredibly exciting. We're certainly going to make up for the last year, I think. There's something on every weekend. Bill Douglas and David Barrett in that Volvo Amazon. You don't see them very often, do you? What a car to come out in the forest with. Kicking up the dust as well. Morning to Dan Elmore, morning to all of you. Morning Andrew Long. Well, you see, morning Adam Williams joining us as well. Good morning. Yeah, sorry guys, for those of you just joining us, we are running reverse seeding at the minute, so they're going to come through there's about 20, 30 cars. I will double check that. And then we will start with car 1, Matt Edwards. Win. Joining in on the comments as well. Thank you very much for that. Claire Rich joining us. Good morning, Claire. Aaron will be coming through at some point, I imagine. It's going to be great to see Alan Ricks coming back through here. Thank you very much. Yeah, everyone else can keep us right. Oh, well saved there in the Sunbeam. Julian Burley right. The Sunbeam is a car that you can certainly see a lot more of these days. I mean, there was 3 out last weekend.
Just so you know, we've still got no times yet, because the crews that have finished the special stage, and that's about half a dozen at the moment, have probably got a way to go before the card collect point. And as soon as those times come in, we'll bring them to you. In the meantime, we're going back to Sam Coleman.
Hopping backwards and forwards between the odd. Morning from Australia. Well done to the Quinton team for getting the event on. Absolutely. The BTRGA and any event that he's running at the minute have done a fantastic. So it's massively, massively appreciated for rally fans, competitors, all of us. MG ZR of Edward Wayne and Noel Murphy in car 219. Good morning from Ireland. It is. It's a lovely sunbeam, isn't it? Like, most of the fact that there was no audio can work, but there's cars. I agree. Stock can wait, surely. It's not going to go anywhere, right? Good morning to David Roberts from Saudi. Wow. I bet it's a little bit warmer there than it is here. Volvo 244 of Darrell Denning and Derek Drayton in 218. Morning from New Zealand. Anthony Snell saying thank you for organising the online stream. Not a problem. Not a problem at all. Just hoping that we can give you as much of the action from the day. We'll keep you updated on all the results as well. Jill Cotton. How awesome is this? We've got all sorts today. People joining us from Sweden. Richard Smith, good luck to all the Irish crews this weekend. Gordon Darrell and Derek in the big Volvo. It's such a big Volvo, isn't it, Daniel? Did well to get that around that hairpin there. Good morning from Limerick. Wow. So good to have you all joining us today. Act 2 escort of Neil James and Kevin Jones. Jason Evans. Jason joining us again this weekend. Jason had a busy weekend with us on the live stream last weekend as well. Good morning from Summit 7 on Post 8. Keeping an eye in case they don't make it this far. That's the spirit, Jason. Yeah. We're just glad that we can give you this live stream at the minute. I mean, obviously, hopefully, as we've just said, hopefully this will be the last time. Next time we are out, spectators will be allowed to join us again. However, if we can give you all the updates, well, as much as we can. Then we'll keep an eye on the results as well. Feel free to shout on the comments if you want to know how a particular crew are getting on. Fiona, morning from Bonnie, Scotland. All the action will be up there soon as well, Fiona, won't it? What is it, 2 weeks today, isn't it, that the Scottish is on? That'll be exciting. Stephen Brown saying good luck to Gethin and the newly built 1400 Micra. We'll keep an eye out for him. Dave Lane, good morning everyone. Great to see my old pals Nick Elsmore and Craig Drew back on the stage. We'll keep an eye out for them. Love to hear who you're supporting. Richard Weaver, how far into the stage is this? We're in between junction 5 and 6, so in their Mark 2 Escort. Jane Nicol, rally cars from the comfort of my flat. Good luck everyone. Oh Jane, we need a good catch up soon, Jane. It's a shame not to see you out this weekend. However, you're out. You've been getting out and about, haven't you? Daniel, surprised how much dust is lingering around. Honestly, it's so still today. There isn't any breeze at all. So at the minute with the cloud hanging really low, yeah, this dust is not moving. There's nothing to shift it. So yeah. Suppose that is a bonus of watching from your living room. We're going to be going home. Fitted.
Well, we're just going to come away from Sam Coleman's commentary for a moment because we think we've got a message from Tom Cave that we can bring you. If everything works.
Morning everybody, so in service here before we start the first 4 stages here on the Nicky Grist Stages. Three short stages and then we've got 9 miles in Crockin, which is going to be, I think, the stage where we can have a really good push on, real fast roads on the recce. But yeah, looking forward to the day. We've got a new car as you can see, so hopefully we should be able to get up to speed and let's see what we can do. I'm very much looking forward to it.
Okay, a nice little introduction from Tom Cave there, standing by his new car in the Builth Wells service area. We hope to have contact with him again. We're going to go back to Sam Coleman's commentary from Special Stage 1. She was just saying it's the dust is now beginning to be kicked up, and it doesn't look as if there's any wind there at all. So we'll go back to her, and when the last of these cars in the first group have finished the stage, we'll be going over to Ian Harden to get his impression of a stage he has actually competed on a few times himself. So let's go back to Sam.
No issues through there for those guys. Can't beat a Mark II Escort in the forest. I completely agree, Mr. Rowlands. Like, I grew up watching the Mark IIs through the forest. It is indeed awesome. The sound as well in the forest is just, you can hear them for miles. It just echoes through the trees. It's awesome. Josh Davies, a rough idea on when Andy Davies will be through? I'd love to say yeah, Josh, but no. Sorry, I've absolutely no idea. I'll try and find out for you. watching from Guernsey, Derbyshire. Love the footage. Thank you very much. We'll be giving you all the action from throughout the day. We'll keep an eye on the results as well. Make sure that you all know what is going on. Chris Evans is on post 5. Ah, well, I'm assuming then, Jason, that that's who stood in front of us. Morning to Lewis Sim. Lewis, when are you getting back out and about? Morning to Lindsay Shaw. Good morning from South Spain. Great to see live coverage. Oh, I bet. Rally Portugal. Good morning, everyone. Ocean, aren't you supposed to be getting ready? Oh, sorry, Jason. Yeah, just clicked on to that. Well, yeah, we are stood right in front of post 5 here. Morning, Ollie Hunter. Ollie, where were you last weekend with my bacon sandwich? I'm pretty sure I was promised a bacon sandwich last weekend. That didn't happen. Good to see you joining us back on the live stream anyway. Anything you want to put on there? Who do you think is going to win the rally? I know we're only on stage 1, but...
Okay, well, Sam doing a great job there with her commentary, and some of the crews in the main event, so to speak, BRC crews, actually sending her messages. So Osh and Price are certainly one of them. Now the times are starting to come in for the Nicky Grist Stages. So Ian, do you want to run us through the top 10 and perhaps have a quick mention of the conditions out on that first stage that you've noticed?
Yes, the first thing that I've noticed with the stage is that the top layer of soil seems to be clearing with the passage of cars, and the dust is starting to come up, so that will obviously affect the later runners, and in particular will affect the faster crews when they start coming through in about 20 minutes or so, 25 minutes. But at the moment, we have, in the lead of the rally, officially, we have Neil James, car 215, and he set a time of 4 minutes 14. Then he's also leading the historics at the moment. 214, Andrew Bustard, is on 4 minutes 15, so just 1 second down on Neil. And third is 209, David Edwards, and he is on 4 minutes 22. He's an equal on an equal time with David is car 223, which is Adrian Young, and he is on 422. Then a full 10 seconds down is the leader of the 1400s, which is car 212, which is Aaron Ricks and Abby Haycock in an Escort Mark II. The sixth place is Julian Burley in a Talbot Sunbeam, and he has 4 minutes 37. Excuse me just for a second. Okay, so 8th is Julian Burley. He is 5 seconds down on Aaron Ricks. 9th is Graham Waite, who again is 2 seconds behind Burley, and the 10th fastest is Jacob Neal, who was first car through the stage, and he has done 4 minutes 40 seconds. So that's the top 10 at the moment.
Okay, any surprises there, Ian?
No, not at the moment. These are the 1400s and the historics are running through, obviously, in reverse seeded order. So you have the steadiest first. But no, that's about right. And as I speak, 2-3-0, Andrew Stokes and Johnny Tad Evans have gone fastest. They're 4 seconds faster than Neil James, so they set 4 minutes 10. So they're overall fastest at the moment.
Okay, that's interesting, because obviously the sort of leaderboard is going to change as the quicker people come through. For those of you who are wondering how Tom Cave might do today, he's now on his way from Builth Wells, the Royal Welsh Showground, heading out to the first stage of the day, so it won't be long before the leading crews in the national event get onto the stage. Now, I've been looking at the stage, and car 225 hasn't moved for quite a while. He seemed to have stopped about 600 yards into the stage, so we're waiting for some information on that. And 208 also appears to have been stopped. I'm always a bit wary of the tracking systems telling people that cars have stopped, because I have known it where the signal has just not been received by the satellite dish, and suddenly you find that they almost leapfrog everybody towards the end of the stage. But we'll keep an eye on those two. 208, Ian, do you have an entry list handy? And 225, come to that.
Yes, hang on a minute. Now, 208, wait a minute. You'll have to excuse me while I just swap screens for a second.
And 205 has actually just gone past the camera point, which is at post 5 on the stage.
Whoopsie-daisy.
And yeah, 208 and 225 definitely not moving on the stage at the moment.
Okay, well, 208 is Philip Atkinson, and he has one of the historic Escort Mark 1s, and 225 is Terry Pankhurst, the very experienced Terry Pankhurst, and again he has an Escort Mark 1.
Okay, and car 204 has just gone through post 5 on the stage.
Okay. Now 204 is David Dobson and Graham Hepworth in one of the many historic Escort Mark 2s out today.
Okay, now there'll be another car approaching post 5 in a moment. We'll just hold on and see who that is. Yes, so I just noticed car 206, for instance, has just jumped on the tracking almost half the special stage. So obviously the signal wasn't picked up for a while, and the next time it is picked up, he's much further down the stage as car 203 approaches the 90 right, goes round the bales and heads off down the stage with probably about another mile or so to go before they get to the finish. And a lot of dust hanging in the air. You can just see some marshals in the distance who, fortunately for them, are standing on the top of a little hillock. At least they're not right by the side of the stage, and with that dust not moving at all.
No, 203, just to cut in, is one of the favourites for the 1400s, and that is Richard Jordan with his MG ZR. And
right.
I believe that Richard Jordan, that is the NGZR that Callum Black used to win the 1400 championship in 2019.
Okay, 202's just gone 90 right at post 5, heading off into the fairly complex section that leads down in the last mile or so to the finish of the rally.
Yeah, that's the father and son team of Dave Brick and Toby Brick with that Vauxhall Nova.
And 201 should be the next car up, heading towards post 5 on this special stage.
That's right, and they are the top seeds, and
They came over the crest a bit smartly just then.
Steve Black obviously giving it some hammer from the very first. That is Steve Black and Paul Morris with their Suzuki Swift.
Okay, 203 is just about to cross the finish line of the stage, and 201. That's Special Stage Rally Review has noted the last car has now completed or gone past them, so the video feed has ended, and we shall, in about 10 minutes, we will get the contenders in the national event joining the action on Special Stage 1. So time now is 8:59. We will come back to you at 9:05, and we'll have another look at the times then, Ian, if you would, and perhaps you could run through any class positions for us, just give us an idea of how things are progressing there. And say we'll see the cars through Special Stage 1, maybe pick up a bit more commentary from Sam Coleman. I just noticed that car 204 has decided to go off route after the Special Stage finish and is heading south away from the main rally route, which runs east to west to get to competitors to Special Stage 2. So perhaps he's got a problem and has decided to call it a day. If any of you know the area, he's on the road that runs south towards Upper Chapel, so be interesting to see if he turns round and heads back quickly the way he's just come in a few minutes, but we'll keep an eye on him. It's now 9 o'clock. We'll be back with you at 9:05. Well, welcome back to rallyfm.net, and the leading cars are already through Special Stage 2. Those are the cars we were talking about earlier as they contested Special Stage 1, and the cars in the national event are now queuing at the start of Special Stage 1, and we're going to talk to Ian Harden in a moment. He's going to give us a rundown of the times for Special Stage 1, probably just the top 5, I think, Ian, and anything you've noticed on the class positions to give us an idea of how tight the competition will be. So while you're doing that, Ian, I think what I'll do is have a quick look at Special Stage 2 times to see if there's any information coming in there at all.
Okay. Now I have the times for Stage 1, which is Llyn Logan, and fastest overall are Steve Black and Paul Morris, and they set a time of 4 minutes dead for that stage, and they're 4 seconds faster than Dave and Toby Brick. Then third, 3 seconds behind, are Gary Smith and Clive Jones. Fourth are Richard Jordan and James Grattan Smith, and they are 3 seconds behind Gary Smith. And equal fourth fastest are Andrew Stokes and Johnny Tad Evans, and they are also on 4 minutes 10 seconds. Now, in the classes, that means that 1400S, which is the fastest of the 1400s, Steve Black leads with Toby Brick second, Dave Brick second, and Richard Jordan third. And then in the historics, classes H1 stroke 2, Gary Smith leads, and he is leading Andrew Stokes by 3 seconds. And then looking down in third, slightly further down, is Martin Freestone with Rory McCann, and they are just 3 seconds behind Andrew Stokes. So that's the top 3 for the 2 classes at the moment.
Okay, thanks very much for that. I've just checked the times for Special Stage 2. There's nothing come through as yet. As soon as we have them, we can have a chat about those times, Ian. I've just noticed car 208 that was stopped, we thought, on Special Stage 2. He's now managed to get to the Special Stage 1, my apologies. He's now managed to get to the end of the stage, and car number 1 is live on Special Stage 1, and won't be very long before he gets to the camera point. And we'll hopefully pick up that on the live feed from Special Stage Rally Review very shortly. I'm just trying to see if we can pick up the picture. No, he's going to be going live very soon, and they are live back on Junction 5, so if you want to head back over to Facebook to watch those pictures live, we'll describe the little bit of action we can see. And car 2 is also on stage now, so we got 2 of the national event crews on stage, and I think car 1 has already been through the camera point. Car 2's just approaching it on the tracking system, so we'll have to see. Oh, they are noticeably quicker than the 1400s, one could say. I'm just looking at see who this is. That throwing the car around is car number 2. I haven't got the entry list to hand. I'm trying to think who that is. Is it Rhys Yates, Ian?
I'm just checking. I believe it is.
Yes, he certainly.
But
giving it some welly there.
Yeah. I'm desperately trying to confirm.
Now we're getting an aerial shot of the stage. So Wayne has obviously got his drone out, so to speak, and really good view coming up on the live video feed now. This is absolutely excellent. I would recommend that if you're listening to us, as much as I don't want to lose you, go over to Special Stage Rally Review on Facebook and have a look at these pictures coming through now, as one of the VWs comes through. It's car number 3 is through the camera position at 0.5 on the special stage, and you've got this glorious view from of probably something like half a mile of the stage as it approaches special stage, or sorry, 0.5, junction 5 on the stage. And here comes another competitor. He's long, short, straight, slight left into a tighter right, down into a dip past Marshall's car on the left hand side, and a very slight right. It tightens slightly, cuts in there, and going along the stage, coming up to the crest, all off the ground there. And that is car number, that is Tom Cave, I think, car number 4 in the Ford Fiesta that he's driving for the first time, carrying that jerky logo on the car, one of his supporters, and certainly getting to grips with that car and throwing it round with a certain amount of gay abandon there. Just going to check the times for Special Stage 2, see if we've got anything coming through. We started to get times in for the 1400s on Special Stage 2, which is Monument. That is 8.67 kilometres long, that stage. So probably twice the length of the previous one. Maybe a little less than that, because that was about 3.6 miles. Now we've got this view down to the lake on the stage, so that is quite a long way. We're watching these cars approach. I would say it's probably almost a mile we can see downstage there, with Wayne of Special Stage Rally Review flying his drone. Absolutely excellent pictures he's giving us. So we've got virtually 2 camera position now. The car's on the stage, just gone past the lake on his left hand side, short straight, and then it's a slight right, slightly downhill before the stage moves back to the left. Cross a small bridge there, round to the right, power still on, and left-hander. And coming up over the crest, and actually no wheels off the ground on this effort, so see who this is. Looks like another Ford Fiesta coming down to that 90 right, and that is car number 6. 90 right round the bales and off up to the more complex part of the special stage. So again, some excellent video work here from the guys at Special Stage Rally Review. Car number 6, Ian.
Yes, it's all right. I'm having a couple of communications problems here just at the moment. Trying to find, I've lost the entry list just at the moment. So I will be back with you in a minute or so.
Okay. So there's no, I'm trying to look down into the distance, down past the lake on this stage, see if we've got another car on the stage. Can't see anything approaching us at the moment. Yeah, they come over a crest in the far distance, and then it's a slight left, and then a right before a long left-hander which takes them past the lake. So we're just waiting for another competitor to come through.
Right, just to confirm, car 6 was Matthew Wilson and Stuart Loudon in a Fiesta Rally 2.
Yes, because he drove the Rally 3 car, didn't he, on the M Sport Stages last weekend, which is the new car they've produced, but out in an R5 this weekend.
Yes, that's right. The Rally 3 car looks good on at a quick glance. Obviously, I don't know the spec of it, but it looks a very good car.
Yeah, car 1 is clear of stage 1, as is 2 and 3 at the moment. So all the leaders are through the special stage. I'm just looking to see if Tom Cave has cleared the stage yet. Can't see him, but there's a whole gaggle of cars at the stage finish, so he'll be making his way across to the start of stage 2. It's only about a couple of miles from the end of stage 1 to the start of stage 2, and I'm just looking further on the event. Yeah, the leading cars in the Interclub are through special stage 2, and they are heading down through Lywell and turn right there to halfway, where they turn right again to get to the start of the stage through Halfway Forest. So it'll be a little while before that one starts. In fact, special stage 3 Halfway 1 is due to start at 9:48, so almost exactly half an hour's time. And I think we've lost the video feed from Special Stage Rally Review at the moment. That's going to be back with us very shortly, I would imagine. He'll be working hard. Very difficult doing the live video because very reliant on mobile phone feeds, and they have to be of a certain strength to make the whole thing work. And you can start off with a good signal and get half a dozen people in the area suddenly decide to make a phone call, and you can lose the necessary bandwidth that you need to make the video. So we've got some of the leading cars on the National are now through Special Stage 1, heading for Special Stage 2, and just trying to see who is through. Just waiting for the next time for everything to cycle through, and we'll tell you who has completed Special Stage 2. I'm just having a look at the times again and see if we've got anything coming. We've got a couple of times now through on Special Stage 2. Car 227, of course, Ian Heath's first on the road, isn't he? That's Jacob Neal and Callum Young in that Vauxhall Corsa. So almost every stage they do, they are the temporary leaders straight away.
That's right. Yes, he's. It must be lovely to feel that you're leading a national level rally or an interclub level rally for at least for a few minutes. Yes,
that's right. You can put it on your CV, can't you? I led this rally, from the start. So he's gone through the stage in 7:12, considerably quicker than Tom Naylor in the Nissan Micra, who is on 7 minutes 50 seconds. That's quite a big gap.
Yes, that's right. He's. I've only got times for the top two just at the moment on my screen, but yes, Jacob Neal is. I have a total time of 11:52 for him, and Tom Naylor is on 12 minutes 58 by the looks of things.
Yeah,
I'm wondering.
that's what I was looking at. So, I mean, he's lost 38 seconds on this stage and 106 overall. So it's pretty consistent. He's about 30 seconds off the mark on each stage so far.
Yes. Let's see if I can get.
I'm just going to go back to special stage 1 because we should start. Here we go. Okay. As there was some debate yesterday when we were talking to Rhys Yates about who might win the event. Ian, you thought Rhys would put up a really good performance. I said I think Ocean Price might be the dark horse, and it's very, very tight at the top in that we've got 4 cars through the stage. Fastest so far is car number 3, Ocean Price, with Noel O'Sullivan in the car on 3:16. Tom Cave and Dale Furness driving that Ford Fiesta Rally 2 for the first time. Of course, last year and the previous year he was driving that Hyundai i20. He is second, just 1 second behind Ocean on the stage. Rhys Yates, who I said when I saw him going over the jump just before post 5 on special stage 1, seemed to be throwing that car. He got it by the scruff of the neck and was giving it a good thrashing. He is a further second down, and 4th fastest on the stage at the moment is Matt Edwards with Darren Garrod in the co-driving seat in that Volkswagen Polo GTI R5 car. So just 4 seconds covering the first 4 places on this national event. I think it's going to be rather close all day. What do you think, Ian?
Yes, it will be. This is the first rally, obviously. This is the first forest rally, major forest rally for a while. And these crews are, the leading crews are not going to give one another, any room to move whatsoever. They're all going to be on it from the first minute. Effectively, they only have 44 stage miles to make their point on the, to make their mark on the rally, and they're going to have to be quick out of the block, which they obviously are, and they will be, as I say, they will have to stay on it throughout the day. So it's going to be very, very quick.
Yes, you're exactly right, I think, and it's almost going to be where the event could be decided by who has the first spin or who has an overshoot and just gives that 10 or 15 seconds away. Is going to be very, very close thing, I think.
Yes, they're going to be leaning on it, and inevitably, almost inevitably, one or more will make a mistake, and I think it's that he who makes the least mistakes during the day or recovers quickest from their mistakes that will take the spoils today.
Yes, you're exactly right. To a certain extent, who blinks first is going to have a problem.
Yes, that's right. They've all these leading drivers are very, very adept at driving these top-line cars. And as I say, but because they are all on the limit all the time, because they have to be, the smallest mistake will count, and will count. As you know, rallies are lost by tenths of a second, and 1/10 is a win or a loss.
Yeah, exactly. Now, for people who are listening to us, you might want to go over to the British Rally Championship Facebook page, because Matt Cotton, who's the media manager for the championship, he is at the stop line on special stage 1, and he will be having a quick word with the crews as they come through. And I've just seen that Volvo Amazon leave the end of special stage 1, so any minute now. I think these pictures are actually delayed. We'll have to see which car comes in first, or he may already have spoken to most of them, but it's something worth keeping your eye on. Matt does an excellent job at the end of these special stages, and well worth a look. Maybe not on this stage, but maybe on the next one, so you can get the stories straight from the crews. Now we're still waiting for live coverage to resume on Special Stage Rally Review. Just recycling just to see what's happening. No, he's just the what you might call the test screen up from that. So let's see if we've got any more times in from the national event. Let's have a look. Oh yes, we have, and the top 4 remain the same, but Matt Wilson, who's in that R5 car with Stuart Loudon behind him, has come in 5th. He's actually broken the pattern. He's dropped 3 seconds to Matt Edwards. But that's the last of the national times we've got in at the moment, so just waiting for more times to come in, because I can see that car 6 is clear of the stage, so his time should arrive very, very shortly. Oh no, that is car 6 is Matt Wilson. So we've got quite a few cars still to come. But I'm just wondering whether the stage is being held for some reason, as there are not any cars at present showing on the stage. So that might well be why Special Stage Rally Review have stopped the live action video at the moment. Now let's see, I'm looking at the video feed from the end of Special Stage 1, and very nice. Could you move the camera around to the left so I can see who it is? And I think that might be Reece Yates from earlier on. So
really loose on the outside, but we've got some nice lines.
Let's have a listen.
So, yeah, I'm pretty happy with the start. I think I were a little bit tentative at the start, but as we got on, we're good. So,
what time, James?
18.
3:18 puts you in the lead by 1 second so far.
So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah.
Well done. A tap on the leg from James Morgan. He's happy about that. 3:18 for Reece Yates. 3:19 for Matt Edwards. 1 second lead, but they're coming thick and fast now. Second of the Melvin Evans Motorsport VW Polos, Ocean Price. Great to see him back in the championship this year. It's a good start for you in there, Ocean?
Yeah, it was good. A couple of little dust pockets. I think it's probably going to not get better as it goes along. A lot more left to give. I would have liked to have pushed a bit more, but all in all, clean run, and yeah, good to get the confidence ready for the rest.
What time in there, Noel?
3:16.
3:16 puts you 2 seconds fastest.
I'll take that.
Take that. Dust pockets he was moaning about. 3:16, 2 seconds faster than Reece Yates. Wow. Don't know about any of you, but we've been having a lot of discussions about who was going to go fastest this morning. Had a couple of names that were throwing their hats into the ring. But so far, that's Ocean Price, fastest on the opening stage of the day by 2 whole seconds from Reece Yates. Matt Edwards, 1 second further back from Reece. And this man makes a return to the British Rally Championship. Delighted to see you back, Tom. Very last minute thing. But 3 miles into SS1 of the Grist, how does it feel?
Yeah, it was very loose. Didn't have the best of feelings, but I think it's just the road. It's just so loose. We're still cleaning it.
Good. What time in there, Dale?
17.
3:17, second quickest so far.
Good. What did Matt do?
Matt did a 3:19.
Good. Okay.
Matt's the goal for Tom then. 3:17, tight as you like. No tenths of a second, no half seconds.
Interesting there, the front number plate hanging off the front of Tom's car. He seems
there
happy
we have
enough.
it. Ocean Price, 3:16, fastest through the stage so far. 3.5 miles of Lynn logging. They've got Monument coming up next, which is a 5-miler. Something a bit more to get their teeth stuck into. It's a new car for Tom. Only managed to drive it for the very first time this week. You'd usually find him in the last couple of years have been in a Hyundai i20 R5, but makes a switch to the Ford Fiesta Rally 2. Now, we have a bit of a gap at the moment, which is interesting. Didn't expect that so early on. But nevertheless, just a quick rundown on the times then. Ocean Price currently leads on a 3:16. Tom Cave second fastest with a 3:17. Reece Yates 3:18 and Matt Edwards 3:19. Puts Matt down in fourth place as he gets to grips with that VW on the gravel for the first time competitively, at least this season. So this should be Ollie Mellors. That's what we anticipate. Should be Ollie Mellors. Okay, thank you very much. We will just have a quick chat with this man, and who is delighted to see this man back in the British Rally Championship, Mr. Matthew Wilson, fresh from Greystoke in the Rally 3 last week, switches to a Rally 2 for the British Rally Championship. Fantastic name to have back in, and we're delighted to see Matt. First 3 miles done, mate. How was that?
Yeah, all right. I think we'd have lost a little bit of time because Ollie's off right at the start, so they were really slowing us down over that first jump. So yeah, we probably lost a little bit, but yeah, quick one to get your teeth into this morning. It certainly woke you up anyway.
Well done, thank you. Stu, what time was that, mate?
We did 3:22.
3:22. Okay, yeah, quickest was 3:16, so there's your time. 3:16. Thank you, mate. Matthew Wilson. 3:22 there for Matt. Fantastic to see Matthew Wilson and the M Sport Rally 2 Ford Fiesta back in. What we are going to do is we are going to take a little break at the moment. We understand the stage is stopped. We understand everything is okay, but the stage is currently on a pause at the moment. We will rejoin with you in a second and when we know that the stage is live again. Thank you for joining us this morning. I will recap before we finish this quick broadcast. So, quickest so far, Ocean Price on a 3:16. Tom Cave on a 3:17, Reece Yates on 3:18 and Matt Edwards on 3:19, and Matt Wilson just getting slowed up there at the beginning part of the stage on a 3:22. There we go, that's your top 5 into SS1. We'll come back in just a little while.
Well, thank you for that, Matt Cotton. He does do such an excellent job. Well, thank you for that, Matt Cotton. As you see, he does an excellent job at the end of these stages. I remember a couple of years ago, the last stage of the Cambrian Rally, very, very close. Tom Cave had led the event. He was a couple of seconds behind Matt Edwards, and the Matt Cotton did a great job building the tension, and when he saw Tom come into the end of the stage with a puncher, his response to what he was saying was absolutely brilliant. Great piece of broadcasting there from Matt Cotton. As you will have heard, Special Stage 1 has been stopped. Ollie Mellors has apparently gone off the stage, but he is okay, which is good. And it'll be a little while before that gets going again, although having said that, car 7 appears to be on the stage. Ian, do you have the entry list there again for who car number 7 is?
Yep, I will tell you. Hold on.
Yeah, it's definitely live the stage again now because car 8 is already on the stage as well. So it'll be a few minutes before we get those times coming in from them, and we might well go back to Matt Cotton at the end of special stage 1 as well, because he should resume the broadcast as soon as he hears that they're on the move again.
Yeah, car 7 is the first of the Irish guys, and that's Sam Moffat and Keith Moriarty in a Fiesta Rally 2.
Okay, thanks for that. Suppose we could have a look at the times on special stage 2, because they seem to be mostly in. Yes, I think everybody's been through special stage 2 now, so I'll give you a chance to just catch up. I'll give the top 3 out in, and then maybe you could have a look at the rest of them. So Steve Black, fastest on the stage again in that Suzuki Swift, now leads overall by 7 seconds from Dave Brick and Toby Brick in the Vauxhall Nova. And third fastest on the stage was Richard Jordan and James Grattan Smith in the MGZR, and they are indeed third overall after 2 special stages, but they are 14 seconds down on the leader. Do you want to just take us through the rest of the top 10, Ian, please?
Yes, I've now got the stage times coming up after a couple of electronic teething problems. Right, so Steve Black, as you said, he leads, and he is 7 seconds ahead of Dave Brick, with Richard Jordan down in third overall. He's 14 seconds down on Dave. Now fourth is Andrew Stokes, who is 13 seconds behind Richard. And Martin Freestone is fifth. He is just 2 seconds behind Andrew Stokes. And then 10 seconds behind Martin is Mike Simpson. Our seventh is David Dobson, who again will be 12 seconds behind Mike. Eighth, David Edwards, who is also he is in 5th place in the historics. I'll run you down the classes in a minute, but David Edwards is 5th, 7 seconds behind David Dobson. 9th is James Dunkley, car 205. He is 26 seconds behind David Edwards. And in 10th place is our course opening car, which is 227 Jacob Neal, and he is 15 seconds behind James Dunkley. That's the top 10.
Okay, Ian, thank you for that, and we'll be going back shortly to Matt Cotton at the end of special stage 1. The live video feed shows the cars are on stage, and at the moment, just looking through there, 7, 8 and 9 should just about be approaching the stage finish, and Matt Cotton very shortly, as Gary Jennings powers round that 90 right at post 5 on special stage 1. I think he's driving a Fiesta R5 nowadays. Obviously used to have a Subaru, which he did a lot of tarmac events in Ireland. And this might be, yes, I think this is Matt Edwards that we're getting live feed from. So we may be looking at some previous video, but we'll take the feed anyway. Let's have a listen to what they're talking about. Yeah, it is pictures of Matt Edwards and Darren Garrard at the end of special stage 1. They're just driving off to the start of special stage 2. we'll see who's coming in next. And possibly take the audio from it. I'm just going to come away from here for a moment and then go back to we're now back live, so let's give this a go. There's car number 10 just leaving the end of special stage 1, having spoken to
first full season in the British Rally Championship. He's no stranger to rallying though. It's been around a while, but a fairly new acquisition is the Fiesta Rally 2.
Yes, car 10,
hand drive of
just
Gary
cut in
Jennings. You've
is
just got to remember that. It's nice to be around this side of the car.
Sebastian Perez with
It's
Gary
nice to see Mr. Jennings back on the gravel again. How was that, mate? Very difficult stage to start.
Seb Perez is Steve Perez's son, multi
definitely feel it in the air. Just
BTRDA champion.
Rhythm, but that's what we're here for. As the day goes on, hopefully we'll get a rhythm. But yeah, some big blame crash in there.
What time in there, Rory?
31.
3:31. Thank you, Gary.
Thank you.
3:31 then for Gary Jennings, equal with Seb Perez. We're starting to see the times drop off quite dramatically now. So quickest through this morning, Ocean Price with a 3:16, and Gary Jennings there just going through with a 3:31. Just to explain, Gary is in NRC 7 class of the BRC, which means that he can score, although he's right-hand drive. Everything else about the car is fully homologated, and that does mean that he can score points in the British Rally Championship as well. It's what we like to do. Everybody's welcome, and speaking of everybody being welcome, this man, Gary Pearson, makes a return to the BRC since the first time since 2013 or something like that, and what a way to start your BRC tour in 2021. How was that?
Yeah, a bit rusty. That's the first competitive stage in the Evo there, so no, we're through and we're on to the next one. I think that stage doesn't suit us at all, but we'll just have to see how the day goes and see how it progresses.
Excellent. What time did we do in there now?
3:33.
3:33. That's a good time. It's a good time for Gary Pearson there. 3:33. Only 2 seconds back from the R5s. So Gary is our leading national rally title contender this weekend. Was due to drive a Fiesta Rally 2, but that has turned into, as you can see, a Mitsubishi Evo 9. Perhaps not the ideal weapon of choice, but nevertheless he can prove that he can still pedal it very well. A very capable Scottish Rally Championship contender, and has also done the BRC back in 2011, 2012 and 13 in the two-wheel drive days. Very capable man indeed. So there we have it. Quickest through, Ocean Price so far. Tom Cave second quickest with a 3:17, 1 second behind. 1 second behind him is Reece Yates, and a further second back is Matt Edwards. Top 4 split by 4 seconds. Marty McKenna and Kane Trainer here in another of the VW Polos.
Yeah.
Hello Marty, how are we doing?
Oh, that's hairy enough, I can tell you there. That is hairy there.
Difficult stage, isn't it?
Difficult, and we slid at the hairpin, so we lost about 10 seconds at the hairpin, but sure, what odds? What a crack.
Liking it, enjoying it?
I'm enjoying it, hey, but them crests now, but very, very good, very good.
What time, Kane?
2:49.
Okay, no
Thanks.
problem, thank you. 3:49, I think. Now, second of a Hyundai Cruise, another right-hand drive car here, which is Alan Carmichael. Quickly run back. Alan, a tricky start to the rally. How was it?
Yeah, very, very slippy. More slippy than I thought. You know, I actually went off I went into the field at the hairpin, so, or as you come out onto the tarmac, it just had no grip. It was like straight out on. But no, we're still here.
What time, Claire?
What time did you get? 3:42.
Thank you, Alan. Well done. A little bit of time lost in the hairpin there. 3:42. Coming thick and fast.
You're listening to Matt Cotton, the BRC British Rally Championship Media Manager, who is at the end of Special Stage 1 interviewing the crews as they come in. Let's just go back to it.
Stage 3.5 miles, but very loose surface on the top, and that did catch out Ollie Mellors, we understand, this morning. So that was the reason for the stoppage. Crew are okay though, if anybody is wondering. Crew are okay, just taken for precautionary checks. I can do that now, there's nobody here. Crew's just taken for precautionary checks. Oh, it was thick and fast there for a moment. We have an epic entry lined up for you this weekend. What we're going to do is we're going to see down to about car 52, which is Elliot Payne, and then we're going to take a very short break before coming back for our junior BRC contenders. We will be here for everybody during the course of the morning. Stephen Petch, second place in the Nationals at Alton Park, makes the switch to the gravel. You know the Nicky Grist very well, Stephen, but that must have been a very difficult start to the day.
Yeah, all the game plan we had about that first crest went out the window after what happened with Ollie. Yeah, it's a bit of a shock, so yeah, bedded ourselves in after the first mile or so, but yeah, we lost a bit, but we'll see how we get on.
Was that something that you thought you could have seen on recce, or?
Yeah, I mean, we said it looked like it was a flat crest, to be honest, but you just don't know how much lift you're going to get off something like that. The line was flat, but not the altitude level, I suppose.
What time, Michael?
29.
3:29, okay, good time there for Stephen. 3:29, give him a quick look at the leaderboard. Same time as Sam Moffat, that'll do. 3:29 for Stephen Petch. Very capable driver in the WRC car. First time doing the British Rally Championship with us for a full season. Just fancy something different. Contesting the national category, which of course you can do in a WRC car up to 2006. So he thought that that would be...
Well, we're just going to move away from the stage finish back to the live feed from Special Stage Rally Review and Sam Coleman commentating.
Didn't unfortunately finish the Cambrian, however did get a good finish at Melbourne, so he will certainly be glad to get back out, I think, today, as will everybody else. I think getting back out in the forest will this will hopefully be the start of it now. Taking me back to the actual Nicky Grist page. So Russ Thompson and Wendy Davis Tom Preston and Carl Williamson. Completely different look, isn't it? It's strange, actually. Usually those guys, the car is all kitted out in black and purple. That is definitely a new look. than half of the Frank Bird, Jack Morton kind of absolutely unbeatable pair. Frank Bird and Jack Morton wanting to do as many rounds of the BRC as possible. However, his racing season overlaps a lot during the summer. Ian Ashley, Price, Cave, Yates, Edwards. Thank you very much for that. I can't seem to get the results. Not sure why, it just won't load. Which is, yeah, not ideal, but what can you expect of the Welsh Forest. Pat Naylor and Ian Lawrence in their Evo. Yes, thank you very much for those results. I know that Matt did that stage in a 3:19. Reece Yates did it in a 3:18. Ocean then must have done it in the 3:17 because it was all very, very, very close. But as soon as I do manage to get those results up, I'll definitely let you know. You'll probably be able to get them quicker than I do, though. Morning to Tanya. Don't forget to pick up my boys. Car 44. Go Team Whitby. I mean, yeah, we've got to support Team Whitby. Whitby and different motorcars as well. So thank you. Joe McGonagall and Kieran Gooney in the Ford Fiesta. Good morning to everybody joining us on the live stream then. I'm really enjoying reading your comments. It's great to have you all joining us. As we were saying earlier, hopefully this is the last.
Okay, we're going to take a short break from the commentary from Sam Coleman because we have the times in for Special Stage 2. Now we have a new fastest time from Matt Edwards, car number 1. He did it in 5:08. Ocean Price has dropped 3 seconds on that stage to Matt. And Reece Yates, Mr. Consistency, coming in third fastest, another 3 seconds down the leaderboard. So remember, there was only a second between the top, well, 4 seconds covering the top 4 cars at the end of Special Stage 1. So we have a new leader, and it is Matt Edwards and Darren Garrod in the co-driver's seat. Total time of 8:27, but effectively Ocean is on an equal time, but actually shows no, he's first equal overall. So joint leaders on the Nicky Grist Stages now. We said it was going to be close. Ocean Price and Matt Edwards both on 8 minutes 27 after 2 stages. Reece Yates third overall with 8:32, and Matthew Wilson is fourth overall in 8:38. So still, fairly close in that top 4, but we're still waiting for some more times coming in from Special Stage 2, because remember there was a little bit of a delay when they had to stop the stage when Ollie Mellors went off the road, but Ollie and his co-driver perfectly okay, so no problems there. Right, we're going to go back to the live commentary from Sam Coleman.
Really nice to see an Escort Cosworth out on the stages. Yes, definitely. I mean, the history of the Cosworths here is awesome as well, isn't it? I mean, we've had so many winners in Cosworths over the years. Sierras, Escorts. I mean, in 1993, 1994, both won by Escort Cosworths. Brian Bell and Mark Forrest as well. Bit of Valley history for you. Oh, that wasn't very overly smooth, I don't think. And Dave Robson in that Subaru Impreza, although that is a very big car to be getting around that hairpin, isn't it? Tom Burley, are you covering the Gareth Hall rally? When? Are you covering the... Don't think so, unfortunately. Ryan Simpson laughing. Don't laugh, Ryan, honestly. You'd make me slightly nervous in the forest, I think. But yeah, I think you'd make me slightly nervous in the forest. Stephen McCann cheering on. Go on, Jolie. I love this. I love all the comments. I love you all getting involved. I loved hearing your top 3 of the day. Not everybody is brave enough.
Well, Sam, obviously he gets a lot of feedback on Facebook from people watching the excellent coverage from Special Stage Rally Review, and great drone shot from one of the cameras there. If you haven't been watching this live video coverage, I suggest you get over to Facebook and look at the Special Stage Rally Review page. Some absolutely great work by Wayne Goldring and the team. Ian, are you with us again?
I am, yes. I'm hanging in here despite some one or two minor problems here. But yes, I am.
Okay, I mean, we said earlier it's going to be quite tight, and you know, we've got a joint leadership now after 2 special stages.
Yes, I must admit, when I said yesterday with Reece Yates, when I did the interview with Reece Yates, I believed that he was the man to beat, but Matt Edwards and Ossian Price are just that little bit faster at the moment. They are, you know, equal first. They're obviously both determined to go for it, and Reece is 5 seconds behind them in third, with Matthew Wilson rather, and Stuart Loudon. He is fourth, just 6 seconds behind Reece.
Yeah, it's interesting listening to the end of stage comments when the drivers are talking to Matt Cotton of the British Rally Championship. A lot of them saying it's quite a challenging stage. Apparently there's lots and lots of blind crests, and with the layer of gravel on top of the surface, which obviously hasn't been cleaned away by the earlier, less powerful cars, they're finding it very challenging indeed.
That's right. I've done the Quinton, and nowadays it's known as the Nicky Grist Stages, several times in the past. And yes, the blind crests can catch you out. They can put particularly a smaller car. They can throw it offline, and then the driver is having to deal with what the terrain has done to the car, rather than sort of concentrating on going as fast and as safe as possible. So it is a very...
Sorry about that, I'm just watching the video feed, and there's a 90 right junction, and I think that is, no, it's before post 5, and whoever we're looking at can't see the number in the distance, but he actually overshot what was effectively a T-junction turn right. Anyway, sorry,
yes.
Carry on.
Yes. No, as I was saying, that's it again. There is one particularly notorious corner where you come fast right, and then you go sort of fast left, sudden square left, and the number of times that has caught people out over the years, you'll have to excuse me, I can't remember which of the stages it's on, but it is that is a real sort of staring at the undergrowth moment, if you to use an expression. Now, who is that? That is 147. I will see if I can find out.
I was just going to ask you that, because we're getting some fabulous shots from the drone that Special Stage Rally Review have put up, because they're now able to, I would say, give us good coverage over a mile or more of the stage. It's quite remarkable what they're doing down in Epping this morning.
Yeah, 147 is Gareth Mimnach and Barry McCarney, and they are one of the Irish crews. They have a Mitsubishi Evo 6.
Yeah, now while we're looking at Special Stage 1 still, the leading, or the first car on the road, that's 227, he's sitting patiently at the start of Special Stage 3. And when he completes that, it's literally down the road, turn right, and probably less than a mile, I would think, to the start of Special Stage 4. So the times will be coming in left, right and centre a little bit later on.
Yes, I will just see if we've got any further times. No, I don't have any further times for the incoming. For the Interclub Championship. I still have the results from Stage 2 for the Interclub, which still leaves Steve Black unofficially in the lead, from Dave Brick and Richard Jordan third, and then in the historics, they are all in the 1400 S class. In the historics, I have Gary Smith leading by 7 seconds from Andrew Stokes, with Martin Freestone third, just 2 seconds behind Andrew.
Okay, we're going to go back to Sam Coleman's commentary from Special Stage 1.
It's all ran very confusingly, actually. You just have to keep looking through the entry list. But no, they are not through as of yet. Starting service waiting for Andy Davidson and Tom Murphy. Yes, cannot wait to see come through. Always good fun to watch. Okay, so now why can I get possible stage times for the Nationals for Stage 2 and not Stage 1? How does this work? And Arthur Kieran's looking great through there with no issues whatsoever. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to ask a favour, if I possibly can, because you all seem to be getting really, really good results. So, if at all possible, would somebody be able to put the link for the results on the comments, please, because that would help me out massively, because for some reason I can't seem to get it to load. So if someone could put the link on there, that would be unbelievable. You'll get a huge shout out because you'll be really, really helpful. Elliot Payne and Cameron there in CBS. CBS being Matt Edwards' BTRDA winning car of 2018. Elliot Payne is settling into that with no issues whatsoever. Elliot's been a few rounds of the Motorsport News Circuit Rally Championship, and certainly at Alton Park. Got settled straight, well at Snetterton as well, got settled straight into the car, was beating his dad, and it was just fantastic to see, it really was. Ollie Hunter has Sir Matty Daniels gone through yet? No, Matty and Steve haven't come through yet. We are keeping an eye out for them. Steve having a new look on his car as well. British Rally Media, fair play guys, the drone footage on the live stream is superb. Thank you very much. It does look excellent, amazingly skilled driving. I've been watching it over their shoulders, getting distracted as I'm chatting. He's got the same memory of the RAC 1994 is when I went, oh fantastic. Oh guys, you are awesome, thank you very much. James, I am trying to use EWRC, however, for some reason, it won't let me load it. So thank you very, very, very much for sending the links through. Dave, Mark, Roger, all of you, thank you. Very much appreciated. Dave Lane cheering on, go Jason. Right, let's have a look if this is going to work.
Well, we're going to go back to the end of
Special
Stage
rally
1.
today, Elliot. How was that?
Well, we've had a bit of a problem with intercom over that first stage. I couldn't hear him right well, so I was a bit hesitant.
And that's not the stage you want that to happen over those crests?
No, definitely not.
No. What time in there, Cammy? 3:23. Wow. 3:23 would put you inside top 10 of BRC anyway. With an intercom issue.
Yeah, we need intercom fixing.
That's what you need. Wow. Elliot Payne, Cameron Fair.
A 3:23 through that stage, running car number 52.
Elliot there, you spoke to him yesterday as well, and I must admit he was looking a bit shell-shocked at the end of that special stage. To do a 3:23 when you got no intercom, that is quite a performance. We'll have to keep an eye on him for the rest of the day. Back to Matt Cotton.
So just goes to show the promise is there for young Elliot. He is in a national car, he is in the national category, and is certainly going to be one to watch throughout the weekend as well. That would have been good for 6th overall in the BRC had he been in the main BRC, but undoubtedly that puts him at the head of the national category after SS1 with a 3:23. Fair play to Elliot. A fairly slow time there for James Wilson with a 3:37. That incident of Ollie, just to recap on that, crew are all okay. There's no problem there. They are just getting precautionary checks made for them. But obviously the car came back out through the start on the back of a recovery truck, and that's probably a sight that the guys didn't want to see. Okay, yeah, absolutely, we can. Yeah, we will see a gap now with the times coming through on SS2. Please do not panic. There was a gap in SS1 because of the incident earlier on. I didn't really time it myself, but it's going to be a good 10-15 minute delay, I would think, to the times coming through, but there's nothing to worry about for you guys. Just be patient. Everybody is doing their very best. There's a lot of people working remotely. There's a lot of people working behind the scenes to bring you all the timings and everything this weekend, so do please bear with everybody. We are all doing our very best. Is that after 2? Okay, so still Matt Edwards fastest time through SS2 then for Matt, which brings him in line with Oshan. Oshan and Tom tied on a 5:11 in SS2 with Race Yates on a 5:14, so 6 seconds slower than Matt Edwards in SS2. Just Reese maybe not quite grabbing hold of the car there. Matthew Wilson fifth quickest with a 5.16. Keith Cronin 5.18. There or thereabouts. As I said earlier, he was keen to play down his chances this weekend. He hasn't been in a car since 2017, I think. 2018, I think he did a one-off in 2018. He is a four-time champion of the BRC, though, so if anybody can get hold of a rally car and do what he needs to, it is definitely Keith Cronin. Trying out a development tyre this weekend for Hankook, first time registering for the BRC in, well, probably many years, actually. And of course we have Hankook, we have Cooper Tyres as well as a tyre partner of the BRC, along with Michelin.
Well, thank you, Matt Cotton, who's at the end of Special Stage 1. I've noticed, Simon, if you're with us, that times are now coming in for Special Stage 3 in the Interclub Challenge. And we've got, what, 1, 2, 5 times through, if you want to take us through those.
Yeah, sure. I've now got the times, and I have topping overall. I have Julian Burley and Steve White. They are on 17 minutes and 11 seconds in their Talbot Sunbeam. Second, I have Simon Stanbury, and he is, according to this, 38 seconds behind Julian. With third is Jeremy Wells and Martin Saunders in their historic Escort Mark II. They are 9 seconds behind Simon Stanbury. Then in fourth, dear old Jacob Neal and his Vauxhall Corsa. He is 5 seconds behind Jeremy Wells, and topping out the top 5 are Bill Douglas and Dave Barrett with their Vauxhall Amazon, with their Volvo Amazon rather, and they're 22 seconds behind Jacob.
Yeah, so those times, presumably, because they start in reverse order on their part of the event, they will all disappear down the leaderboard, won't they?
Yes, that's right. That's just very. That's why they say that it's unofficial overall positions. And as the times come through and the faster crews come along, they will naturally drop down the leaderboard. But as we say, it's really nice to be able to say, even for a few minutes, that you've led an inter-club level rally.
Absolutely. Now, looking at the tracking system, the leading cars in the National are almost at the start of Special Stage 3, and obviously cars 6, 7, 11 and 12, they've just cleared Special Stage 2 and are heading down there as well. And it won't be very long. In fact, 227 is at the start or approaching the start of Special Stage 4. So these cars in the Interclub Challenge, they've got one more stage to do, and then it's back to service.
Yes, and I think that the conditions, as the dust starts to kick up and the stages start to get a little bit of wear and tear on them, I think that they will be very glad to get back to service. Just to get the mechanics to check the cars over. It's all about sort of sorting out, making sure everything's properly tight, and that there's no sort of wobbles and niggles that that can catch you out when you go out for the next loop of stages.
Well, I've just seen car 42, that's Frank Kelly, in baby blue, go through Special Stage 1, heading towards the finish. Frank, of course, renowned in Ireland for his tarmac driving style. But he does do quite a lot of gravel events as well. He did the M Sport Stages last weekend. He's out again this weekend. obviously, like so many of us, suffering withdrawal symptoms and wants to do as many events as possible. As car number Mark II Escort number 113 has a bit of trouble getting round that 90 right by the bales.
Oh, Ashley, you silly man! That's Ashley Davis, I believe, who is a former Silver Star, BTRDA Silver Star. Obviously, he's been just caught out, probably by the loose surface on the approach to that tight right-hand corner.
I think that's the corner where somebody a bit earlier on had to go on the grass, much as the way Ashley did as well. Now we've got a Fiesta coming towards us, coming up over the yump. Well, it doesn't get it airborne, not trying hard enough. Let's see who this is. This is car 43. Made a better job of getting round the right-hander there. And you can see this dust is still hanging in the air. Obviously no breeze at all up there. Just waiting for the next car to appear. And, let's see if I can spot who it might be. Could be 114. The next car through past the camera position at post 5 on special stage 1.
Yeah, 114, that is...
Let's just see if it is first. Mark II Escort.
Yeah, that's Owen McMackin and Lee Taylor in an Escort Mark II.
Yeah. And they will be followed by car 44. Will be the next one up, if you can tell us who that's going to be. Can see him in the distance there. Little...
Car 44 is Andy Davidson and Tom Murphy. Andy, very, very quick driver. Again, a perennial front runner in the BCRDA Silver Star Championship.
Okay, you see, he was quite a long way back from the previous competitor on the tracking. I'm just trying to see where he is. He should... Oh, no, he's been through there. So I'm just going to see if there's anybody else about to... I reckon there's a few cars still waiting at the start. So who have we got here? Car 44.
Yes, coming over that crest, as we can see it on special stages coverage, that is typical Andy Davidson, pushing on driving style, but always with that slight bit of caution. Ah, yes.
And who have we got coming up? Doesn't seem to be anybody on the stage at the moment, which makes you wonder why. Let's hope that they haven't had to pause the cars. No, here we go. There's another car coming up, going to come over that crest. How hard is he trying? Oh, not too bad. Subaru. And it's car number 45.
Who is Simon Dalton and Jamie Vaughan in a Subaru Impreza. Jamie, very good co-driver, very promising young co-driver. And he has been on, he's had a very good set of results recently on tarmac with Josh Payton in an Escort Mark II.
Okay, and Elliot Payne's just contacted us. As you heard at the end of stage there, he lost his intercom. But he says, stage 1, intercom not working properly. Car feels very good. Very loose but fast. So hopefully we'll hear from him at the end of another stage. Good work, Elliot, finding the time to let us know how you're doing.
Yes, thank you very much for that, Elliot.
And car 46 is approaching that 90 right, gets round there. That looks like a Skoda to me. I'm probably wrong.
I will tell you who 46 is. 46 is Bob Morgan and A.D. Williams out in a Skoda Fabia. Again, Bob Morgan, very quick driver from a few years ago, probably out again after a couple of years out of it, and obviously thoroughly enjoying being back out in the forests.
Okay, car 47 should be up next. I can't see him in the distance there. And I think this could be him. You get a chance to see the numbers once they come over that crest. He's kept all four wheels on the ground there. And it is car 47.
Oh yeah, that's the bright yellow Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 6 of Simon Rogers and James Howe.
Okay, so now there's nobody else left the start line at the moment. There's a few cars still down there. Oh, I tell a lie, car 91 is on stage. And we'll be approaching the 90 right at post 5 very, very shortly.
Right, let's have a look.
And here he comes. He's coming down over the crest. Looks like a Mitsubishi. And car 91.
Which is Nick Elsmore and Craig Drew. Welcome back to rallying, Nick and Craig, in your Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 6.
Nick, of course, from the Forest of Dean area. Father Graham, well known in rallying circles back in the day.
That's right. And Nick, obviously a very quick driver in his own right.
Yes, had a serious campaign about 10 years ago with some very good support from the finance side of things. Haven't seen him out in quite a while. And car 235, I think it is. 225 is still stopped on the stage. They haven't recovered him yet. And we have car 49 approaching next. Mark II Escort.
And 49 is...
sorry, Ian, it's actually 48 is the Mark II Escort that's just gone round the 90 right at post 5. And 49 won't be far behind him.
Right, well, 48 is Josh Brown. And 49 will be Nick Dobson.
Yeah, 49 should be coming into view very shortly.
What are your plans? Jez Draper, come on, car 97, Tony Hansen and Russell Holdsworth. First Forest in 20 years. Wow, that's awesome. Oh, I bet they couldn't wait for this morning to come. Very much looking forward to seeing them come through.
That was car 49 going round post 5.
Right, car 49. When my screen unfreezes itself, is Nick Dobson and Jonathan Turnbull in an Escort Mark II. Nick Dobson, from memory, always used to go very, very well on the Cambrian Rally. Quick lad.
I'm just having a quick look at Special Stage 3 to see what times we've got in. There's quite a lot of times in now for the Interclub event. Ian, do you want to nip over to page 3 and have a look at them, and then just let me know when you're ready to give us your rundown of the top 10 and any class positions and any things of note you spot there?
Yeah, at the moment, the overall positions for or after stage 3, I have in the official lead is Gary Smith and Clive Jones in an Escort Mark 1. They are on 15 minutes 47 seconds. Second is Andrew Bustard and Kenny Bustard in an Escort Mark 2. They are 13 seconds down. And third is Andrew Stokes and Johnny Evans with their Escort Mark 1. And they are just 2 seconds behind the Bustards. Then fourth, we have Martin Freestone, and he has, again, 2 seconds just behind Andrew Stokes, with then a 12-second gap to fifth place Mike Simpson and Dale Gibbons. Then, again, another bit of a gap of 17 seconds to David Edwards in an Escort Mark II. He's in sixth. Seventh, Dave Forrest and Jamie Forrest. They're 9 seconds behind David Edwards. Eighth is Aaron Ricks and Abby Haycock, daughter of a very well-known co-driver in the past. And then ninth is Julian Burley in his Sunbeam Talbot TI. He's 24 seconds behind Aaron, and rounding out the top 10 is James Dunkley in his Vauxhall Corsa, and he is just 2 seconds behind Julian.
Okay,
that's the top 10.
Thanks for the top 10 there. I'm just going to get back to the results for all the times for Special Stage 2, because we've got more of the national times in now. And Matt Edwards jointly leads now with Ocean Price after 2 stages. Tom Cave is just 1 second behind them. And then Rhys Yates, who is a further... Well, he's 4 seconds behind Tom Cave, so not really that far. You spoke with Rhys Yates yesterday afternoon, didn't you, when he was on his way driving down with James Morgan to get down to Bilth Wells. What did he have to say for himself?
Yes, he was looking forward. He was looking forward to the challenge. He felt that it was going to be very, very tight at the top. So and thus it is proving so far. He was happy with the car setup, and yes, he was clearly up for the challenge. He was saying that he's very happy to be doing the British Rally Championship after a couple of years with doing WRC2.
Yeah, it was interesting listening to him, because obviously he's done quite a lot of development work with M Sport on the Fiesta, and it's something you guys can listen to on our page on Spreaker Radio. That's Spreaker, Spreaker Radio. Or if you go to www.rallyfm.net and click on the listen to audio button, all our live broadcasts and recordings of interviews, etc., are on that site, and you can just scroll down and find what you want to listen to. But he was saying that the work they've done on the chassis makes it feel at low speed as if it's moving around a little, but it's very stable at high speed.
Yes, it's a very, that is a very adept car, isn't it? I know all the top cars are very, very good at what they do. Yes, that's right. It's a case of sort of having a controlled. I think on gravel, it's a case of having a controlled moving about. It will allow a driver to have, particularly these top drivers. It will allow them to get a genuine feel for what for what's happening under the wheels. A strong chassis these days is just as important as pure power.
Yeah, certainly is. Now, if we go a bit further down the entry list, Matthew Wilson is out at, well, he's currently 5th overall. And then coming in, it says Keith Cronin. Now, he's 4 times British Rally Champion, isn't he? And he sort of made a return this year. You spoke to him yesterday as well.
That's right. Keith, what I call a man of few words, but relatively few words, but lets his talking happen on the stages. He's very, very happy. We were discussing the importance of having strong sponsorship, and he has got a very good tie-up with both Rento Kill and Hankook Tyres. So he is going to have although he's not doing a full season this year, he's going to pick and choose his events, but nevertheless, he's got the backing, he's got that all essential backing in place to make sure that those rounds that he does do, he will be able to properly finance his top line car, which, as I say, is it's one of those hidden important things, I think, in rallying, is making sure that you've got the money in place before you go out and drive the car.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I'll just finish off the top 10. 7 is Sam Moffat. 7th equal Stephen Petch. 9th Josh Moffat. I think it was Josh who won M Sport Stages, wasn't it? Or was it Alton Park? I forget, the old memory is going. And Gary Jennings is 9th equal as well in that Ford Fiesta R5. Gary did try out an R5 type car a couple of years ago when he drove one of the Spencer Sport Mitsubishi R5s, just to get the feel of it. But he does like a right-hand drive car, and I think that's probably why he is doing the national championship in the BRC rather than the full-blown championship, because that car I don't think is homologated for use on international events or within the BRC. I'd have to check on that. And Callum Black is at 11. You spoke to him, I believe.
Yes, that's right. Callum, again, he comes into this championship on as the reigning BTRDA 1400 series champion from 2019. He's moved back up to a Fiesta R5. Callum is one of those drivers that, quite frankly, could make a shopping trolley go quickly. And he's back in with Jack Morton. Jack being a last-minute replacement, if I remember rightly, because his regular guy is having to self-isolate. No, he's not isolate. He's not self-isolating. Excuse me. He's over in Germany, and therefore he would have to go through the inoculation hoops and the various COVID checks before he came over here. But,
okay, so he didn't come back for those reasons. Had a message from Frank Kelly. He's got daughter Lauren sitting in the car with him. Safely through special stage 1, took it very careful. A lot of blind crests, and quite a few of the drivers have mentioned those, particularly Elliot Payne, who was doing them without the aid of an intercom. They didn't take any chances, so They are still in the event, but Frank, always good to watch out on the stages, whether it's be on tarmac or on gravel. Now, meanwhile, back at the front of the event, car 227 is just about to complete special stage 4, and there's probably around about half a dozen cars actually on the stage at the moment. That's the last stage of the morning. Once they complete this stage, they will head back to Builth Wells and the Royal Welsh Showground, and of course there's quite a few of the nationals also sitting at the start or heading down and waiting at the start of special stage 3 now. I'm just checking because I can't quite see until the symbol on the tracking moves, but I think the national cars, yes they are, they're already on special stage 3, so hopefully it won't be too long before we get the times coming in from there, and we'll keep you up to date on those. And because we got this close battle between Matt Edwards and Ocean Price, who are tied on time at the end of special stage 2. So I think we'll give it a break for about 5 minutes, and then we're going to end this transmission, and we will restart another one in 5 minutes at 10:40. So if you keep an eye on your Facebook feed, if you've liked us, you'll get a prompt when we go live again. If you follow us on Twitter, you'll get a prompt on there as well when we go live again. So please rejoin us. In the meantime, thank you for listening to us this morning. We'll be back in 5 minutes.